Yes, RT continues its close-up series on Russia. Today we travel to the Vladimir region. The main cities there, Vladimir and Suzdal, are UNESCO World Heritage Sites and famous for traditional architecture of Orthodox churches, which date back to the 10th century. They are a reminder of the most significant events in Russian history. Well, for more, we cross live to our correspondent, Anisa Nawe. Hello, Anisa. So what's so special about the region? Why is it so attractive for tourists in particular?
Well, like you said, there are two major cities here in the Vladimir region. One of them is Vladimir, and the other is Suzdal. And we are there today. We're going to be focusing on Suzdal for the first day of our 3-day series with guests, both locals and tourists, who come here to show you as much as we can about this wonderful region here in Russia. Suzdal, like I said, is one of the oldest cities in Russia, and it's known as the Gold Dome of Russia because of its vast amount of beautiful Orthodox churches. And there aren't just many of them. What's special about them is that they've been so well preserved over the centuries. Suzdal really captivates visitors with its ancient culture and these architectures that have survived hundreds and hundreds of years. A lot of the churches and monasteries were built with this beautiful white stone, and to this day, even though they've been restored several times, there's still this bright white pristine color that really makes it somewhat of a fairy tale town, at least in Suzdal. But my colleague Stacey Bivens had a chance to see both major cities here in the Vladimir region, and she can now show you around in detail.
It's a royal welcome for visitors to the Russian city of Vladimir and the Vishinka Folk Music Ensemble. Guests are greeted by the prince after whom the former Russian capital is named, and of course, by his court. And they are entertained by historical tales, traditional songs, and medieval combat. You can take a less theatrical trip through time in nearby Suzdal, known as the Pearl of the region. It's one of Russia's few cities to preserve its medieval layout. Local tour guide and lifelong resident Katya Oriol joined us on our stroll through one of the town's main monasteries.
Nowadays we also say that Suzdal is a town museum, because on its small territory, only 9 square kilometers, we have more than 300 architectural monuments.
Built in the 14th century, the monastery of Our Savior and Saint Euthymus used to serve as a fortress to protect against the growing Moscow Empire, a home for monks, and a prison for those deemed insane during the reign of Catherine the Great. Nowadays, it's a museum, complete with a bell ringer who plays for 7 minutes while on one leg.
I think a believer can perhaps get a better feeling of his job, but one really has to have the right skills. Otherwise, no matter what he feels inside about things like church holidays, he may not succeed at his job.
There are no looming skyscrapers or spacious outlet malls here, but there are charming vistas. 32 churches serving as museums, and a local Kremlin dating back to 1022. And there are sweet treats, knickknacks, and horse rides at the marketplace.
Of course, this city dweller couldn't resist the opportunity to take a little ride on horseback, with a little help, of course, and patience from my new friend here, Volga. Easy, girl.
Now, my first thought is, I am not doing that. Thank you very much, or spasiba, as they say in Russian. But these bathers assure me you don't have to be an extreme athlete to take part in a traditional Russian bath. The experience begins with the steam and Sergei Mayarov massaging and whacking bathers with bunches of birch tree leaves.
Birch is a powerful antiseptic. It is very good for the skin. It gives a stronger massage to the body.
And birch is meant to help the body absorb heat, which is what you need when you're about to walk through snow and of your own free will plunge into a hole in a frozen river. I still can't believe I did that. Stacey Bivens, RT, Suzdal.
It's good, good. And you probably can't believe that Stacey did that. I wouldn't have believed it, but I was at the same banya last night, and those banchiki, the men that help you make up the banya, we're adamant. If you come to the Russian banya, you have to jump in the hole in the frozen pond. And that's one thing tourists will have to be if they come to Suzdal and go to the banya. It has some of the best banyas in this part of Russia. They will have to brave it all and jump in the frozen pond. It's Russian tradition. What can I say?
I have to be very brave indeed. Okay, Anissa, we look forward to hearing more about your experiences in the historic Vladimir region just outside Moscow later on. Thank you for now.